So, if you're watching this, I got a job recently. Wasn't exactly what you'd call... Anyway, got a bit of a problem. So, there's a bit of dust with where I'm working. Not something you'd require a full vacuum cleaner. So, I got this thing. Offhand, it's not as good as it looks. Actually, it looks like it's a piece of crap, which technically it is. But it does suck, so that's a bonus. Usually I would have done a video of this before and but I honestly just didn't have the time. So, that's the first problem. This falls off like nothing. You got a little bit of foam here to stop whatever you suck up going through and into the rest of the chamber. But my curiosity falls to the point of what can be done with this part. Looking at here, looks like you've got a battery option, so I'm going to open this up and hopefully open this up and see whether or not there's any mods that can be actually done to this thing. So the first question is, will this fit? And the answer is no. And no. So now I've got to think if there's a screwdriver option I have that I can use to open that with. That's a bit of a pain. Well, anyway, in the meantime, two attachments that it came with, you've got extra bit of foam and an English instruction manual, if you could call it that. Do I have an option to get this apart? I don't think so. Well, anyway, from what I can tell, it's just got a small DC motor on the inside, and I'm curious about whether or not it can take more than 5 volts, since this runs off USB. My other major concern would be replacing this cable. It just seems too cheap. So the trigger button's at the back. I can't think of the name of the particular type of fan this is. One thing I'd like to be able to do is reverse the polarity, and fingers crossed, the motor will blow instead of suck, which could be useful. I mean, looking at this handle, you could fit an 18650 in there easily. And I'm kind of curious about how that's just a single tactile switch. Anyway, I'm going to pause this. Okay, after some umming and ahhing, turns out I have this. Something I picked up at a local hardware store many years ago. And it fits. Nothing like that sound of cracking plastic. Just take that box out of the way. See, I got a theory where if this was made for Australian culture, or not in China, screws might be a little easier to get access to. So let's crack her open. Oh wow. It's a little bit more complicated than I thought it would be. So it's just been pressed on. As you can see, you've got the chamber here for the fan. I'm guessing these are for air cooling, which this motor appears to require. Now what's interesting in here is that you've got what looks to be a microcontroller or some kind of... This is a little bit more complicated than I thought it was. Okay, let's take a look. So two diodes, what looks to be a transistor with 2300, a 6-legged IC labeled 9F01C36, 2 resistors and a capacitor, but only one of the legs of the actual push button has been soldered in properly. Now, do I have... oh no, I can plug this in. Actually, does this battery have enough charge in it? Yep. I should probably get another one of these and play around with it, because this could be fun. Well, nice that that battery has still a bit of charge in it. Yeah. So I wonder if that tab there is intention. Yes it is. So you've got a, don't know about the light in here. You've got a little dip on this side. Where's the other side? And the other side doesn't have that dip, so I'm guessing that notch prevents the button from rotating. Okay then. Let's put you back in. As for the 18650, yeah, the cutouts in here to allow the battery to just sit in. Interesting. So I wonder how they charge it then. This thing, by the way, set me back about $10. So I'm guessing that little 6-legged IC is going to be some kind of microcontroller. And I don't want to pinch that cable. A little bit more admiration for this thing before I opened it up. But that looks to be a pretty decent motor. Now, a few things I'm curious with this. Ooh, I guess that's why they put that little bit of foam there. I got a bit of a blast of some of the stuff that makes you feel off at work. Which is probably not a smart idea. One of the major fails I found with this, that lock doesn't hold in very well. So I'd guess a fix would be a bit of tape, maybe 2 slices of Velcro up on the top and the bottom, just so that you can still undo it. I mean, a much more powerful motor in here would be nice, but looks like it's already pretty big. Yeah, I probably can't see much of the dust and dirt that's on this, but okay. So a few mods for this would be not too uncalled for. Oh, I'm appreciating a little bit more. So yeah, these are, well, the cheapest one I picked up from Australia was $10, but I don't know. I should be able to use this video as a reference when it comes to researching what those components are. But anyway, with that, I should put the screws back in before I put the plastic back on. I don't want this thing coming apart at me at work. The biggest problems you have when you got screws that are in little holes like that is you can't see if you've got them in right or not. That one definitely went in. Okay. I will be using this at work in a couple of days, hopefully, and I'm starting to feel a bit off. So let's see what happens when I plug it directly into a power supply. And then it gets plugged into a wall. So yeah, the whole high suction part, this is supposed to be used for cleaning animal fur. Yeah, I don't think it's going to do that. It was also advertised for cleaning keyboards. I could see it, yeah, as you can see on here, car, animal, keyboard. I can see it doing keyboards a little bit, but I wouldn't want to be relying on this solely. At work I still use a brush to get rid of some of the more persistent dust that is flopping around, and I am not feeling so well because of that blast of dust in my face from before. Ooh, that is not good. Well, nice little thing I came across and thought it would be fun to buy, and turns out I was right. Now it's whether or not to get a second one and, well, have fun with it. Anyway, I'm going to call this the video.